What's going on, y'all? It's TKJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. Today I'm doing a realistic rebuild of the Toronto Raptors as part of my series where I'm rebuilding every single lottery team in order. The goal is to win a championship within the first 3 seasons. If I can't do it during that time, then the video won't end until eventually I do. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. We just hit 2,500 subs on this channel. Thank you guys so much for that. Now I'm trying to hit 3K before 2K24 comes out, so if you guys can help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, man, without any further ado, it's time to get into this video.
Let's get it.
Alright, so in real life, the Raptors are reluctant to hit the reset button, but spoiler alert, we're gonna do that in this video, man. Could I make some trades to compete for a championship right now? Probably. Is it realistic though? I don't think so. So we're gonna tear this thing down, man. But first off, let's take a look at player progression. We got Scotty Barnes up 3 to an 86. That's really good. Then we got Pascal Siakam staying put. We got OG Anunoby up 2 to an 84. We got Gary Trent Jr. up 1 to an 81. Precious Achiuwa up 1 to a 79. Not a whole lot of progression here. It's nothing too crazy. Thaddeus Young down 2 to a 74. He's our only guy who is regressing. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't pay too much attention to this because like I said, we are about to change a lot of things here in Toronto. I'm excited for it. Let's go to season 1 where I'll get my rotation breakdown, 3-year game plan, all that fun stuff. Let's get into it. All right, so the one we got, Dennis Schroeder, just signed this offseason, 2 years, 26 M's. Obviously, that's a move the Raptors made in real life to try to remain competitive after losing Fred VanVleet. But like I said, I'm trying to tear things down in Toronto, so Dennis Schroeder definitely will get traded at some point. If I had to guess, it'll be around this year's trade deadline, but we'll just see what happens. Anyways, at the 2, we got OG Anunoby, another guy who will get moved soon, 26 years old, doesn't quite fit our timeline, and he also has a whole lot of value. I mean, I could definitely get multiple first-round picks for him. In real life, the Raptors are expecting like over 3 first-round picks. I don't know if I'll go that far, but I mean, obviously, he's one of those guys that every team will love to have. He averaged 17 points per game last season, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. We round up around here, and he also shot 39% from deep, which is really nice. He's a super versatile defender. He's also capable of scoring, so it shouldn't be too hard trying to find a trade package for him. We'll just see what's out there. Then in the 3, we got Scotty Barnes. He's going to be the face of our franchise once we move on from Pascal Siakam. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but yeah, man, he's 22 years old, 4th overall pick in 2021, and he's obviously shown a lot of potential. Now, last year was actually kind of a lateral season for him. I mean, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and he also wasn't as efficient from the floor or from deep, so that's a little bit concerning. But again, he's only 22 years old, definitely has a lot of potential, and as we start a complete rebuild in Toronto, best believe he's going to be safe for this entire video. Then at the 4, we got Pascal Siakam. Like I said, he is going to get traded pretty soon here. It just is what it is, man. Doesn't fit our timeline, and I would much rather have some draft capital and some young players, which I definitely think we can get. I mean, Pascal Siakam is a really good player. Averaged 24 points per game last season, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and he didn't shoot lights out from deep, 33%, but he's still a mobile big man, someone who can space the floor, and he was an All-NBA third-team selection last season, so obviously he is a very good player. The one downside for teams that are trying to trade for him is that he is on an expiring deal, and there's already been some reports in real life that he's saying, hey, whatever team trades for me, I am not going to sign an extension. I want to go into free agency next offseason, which is totally fair. You know, explore your options and whatnot, but obviously if you're a team that's trading for Pascal, then that is a concern, because you're probably going to have to give up a lot to get him. You know, it's going to be some young players, some draft capital. You would hate to do all of that just for it to be a 1-year rental, but with all that being said, there definitely are going to be a lot of buyers, so I'm excited to see what we can get for him. Then at the 5, we got Jakob Poeltl, who is back in Toronto. It's pretty funny, actually. You know, the Raptors drafted him in 2016, 9th overall, but then they sent him to San Antonio as a part of that Kawhi Leonard trade, and then this past season, they actually traded to get him back, and even re-signed him to a 4-year, $78 million deal. Shout out to him for getting his bag. I mean, Jakob's definitely solid. He averaged 13 points per game last season, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and shot 63% from the floor. Not a 3-point shooter, but that's totally fine. He's more of a traditional center. Again, this is one of those moves that in real life the Toronto Raptors did in order to stay competitive, but in our case, now that we're hitting the reset button, it's a little bit different. So as I'm looking at Jakob, he's 28 years old, doesn't fit my timeline, and he also does have some value around the league. I think he's a guy that's going to get traded sooner rather than later, man. It is unfortunate because we're going to trade him for a second time, but it just is what it is, man. If I'm hitting the reset button, I don't really need Jakob Poeltl, even if I do like him. Then off the bench, you got Gary Trent Jr. Now he's 24 years old, one of the more interesting guys on the team because the guy can score. You know, Toronto's more of a defensive-minded team. Gary Trent Jr. provides some much-needed offense. He averaged 17 points per game last season and shot 36% from deep. Now he is on an expiring deal, so how much is he going to ask for this offseason? I'm not too sure, but hey, at the age of 24, he does fit our timeline, so I'm definitely open to keeping him around. We'll just see how much money he's asking for again. That's really all it's going to come down to. Then we got Chris Boucher. Now he's 30 years old, a pretty solid backup power forward. There probably would be some teams interested in him if I did make him available, which I'm guessing I will. I mean, I'm pretty much going to have a fire sale here. But yeah, he's not making a whole lot of money, 11.75 this season. It shouldn't be too hard for teams to match that salary in a trade. I don't think I can get a first-round pick for him, but I mean, I would take some seconds. We'll just see what's out there. Then we got Precious Achiuwa, who's 24 years old, 20th overall pick in 2020. He definitely has shown some flashes. I mean, he averaged 9 points per game last season, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Now, the problem is that he's not much of a floor spacer. I mean, he shot 27% from deep last season, and as a 6'8 center/small forward, that's a little bit concerning. You know, the guy can play defense. There's no doubt about that. But on offense, if I do have an undersized big, I prefer for them to be able to space the floor. But hey, he's 24 years old. We're hitting the reset button, and also the center position is pretty much wide open. You know, I'm still searching for my center of the future. So Precious Achiuwa is going to get his chance, man. We'll see how he progresses, and then we'll go from there. Up next, we got Gradey Dick. Now, he was the 13th overall pick in this past year's draft. Definitely a really good shooter. You know, 6'8", really good size as well as a small forward/shooting guard. There's obviously going to be concerns with his defense, you know, but hey, as a team, I think we're going to be pretty pretty solid defensively. So the guy can knock down shots, man. I'll definitely take that. I'm not sure how much he progresses in 2K. You know, if I had to guess, he'll probably top out at like an 83 and 84. But hey, I'll take that. We're looking for young players right now with potential. I'm not saying Gradey Dick is going to be safe for this entire video, but he probably will stick around for the whole thing. And then the last guy in our 10-man rotation is Jalen McDaniels. Just signed this offseason to a 2-year, $9.3 million deal. I mean, maybe there's some potential here. He's 25 years old, second round pick in 2019. He's got good size and length. He's a capable scorer, and he also rebounds the ball pretty well. But it's just going to come down to player progression, man. We'll see what happens with him. Then we got some guys outside the rotation. Let's go ahead and breeze past him here. We got Otto Porter, a veteran guy, 30 years old. Just can't really seem to stay healthy. So maybe there's some trade value there, but if anything, it's going to be for like a second round pick or two. That's really all I'm expecting. The same goes for Thaddeus Young, only a 74 overall in 2K, but I think in real life there would be some teams interested. Again, just for like a second round pick. I'd imagine that's all he's going for since he's 35 years old. Then we got a young guy, Christian Coloco. Like I said, the center spot is definitely wide open. Still looking for my center of the future. Maybe it's Christian Coloco. That's kind of a stretch though. 23 years old, second round pick in 2022. Hasn't really had a lot of opportunities yet, but I mean, he's a big guy, 7-foot traditional center, someone who protects the rim, also is a good lob threat. It's going to come down to player progression, man. We'll see what he does. Then we got Malachi Flynn, who is 25 years old. We do need a point guard of the future. You know, we don't really have that right now, but he's a 73 overall. I doubt he's going to progress much more in 2K, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of him. No disrespect. Then we got a couple undrafted guys. We got Jeff Dowden, who is 26 years old, 69 overall. Doubt he has a high ceiling in 2K, so again, I'm not expecting much. And we also got Ron Harper Jr., 23 years old, 69 overall as well. Again, no disrespect, but he's not really a part of my future plans. But anyway, speaking of future plans, let's take a look at our 3-year game plan. Starting off with season 1, it's very simple, man. I've talked about it a whole lot. The plan is to sell guys like OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and any of our bench players who have trade value. They're all on the block right now, man. We'll see what we can get out of them. But yeah, I'm looking for young players, draft capital, that kind of stuff. Again, this is a complete teardown in Toronto, man, so this should be fun. Then for season 2, I want to buy low on young talent. You know, any guys around the league who have potential but might just need a change in scenery. I'm going to buy low on them, bring them over here, and give them every opportunity to thrive. Maybe we can find a couple diamonds in the rough, man. That's pretty much what I'm hoping for. And then for season 3, man, it's pretty simple. Develop the young core. Usually by season 3, I'm looking to be competitive, you know, compete for a championship. But again, I'm doing a complete teardown here, so it might take us some time. Get comfortable, get some snacks, because this might be like a 4 or 5 year rebuild. That's just what I'm preparing for. But anyways, man, that's a look at our 3-year game plan. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into some trades here. All right, man, so the first trade I'm going to do is one I'm sure you've seen 1,000 times before. I'm trying to send OG Anunoby and Malachi Flynn to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simons and 2 unprotected first round picks in 2026 and 2028. Obviously, Portland's in like a little bit of a transition period right now. They're not sure when they're going to move on from Damian Lillard, but it seems like that will happen at some point. But honestly, whether Dame's on the team or not, OG Anunoby is the perfect fit here. Right now, your backcourt of the future is Scoot Henderson and Shaedon Sharpe. OG Anunoby would be the perfect 3 there. Like I said, he's a versatile defender. He also has a lot of offensive upside, and the Blazers really haven't had a defensive-minded small forward who has good size in forever, bro. I guess since like Al-Farouq Aminu, it's been a while, man. So I think this is a trade that the Blazers would do. Now, I know some of y'all might be saying, hey, 2 first-round picks is a lot for OG, but I disagree. There were a lot of rumors leading up to the draft that the Blazers were thinking about trading Anthony Simons and the 4th overall pick for OG Anunoby. And I mean, that's the 4th overall pick. Like, you know it's going to be a high pick, as opposed to these 2 that are unprotected. You don't know what they're going to be. So I think it just about evens out. And then for us, man, I think Anthony Simons would be really nice on this team. Defensively is obviously a question mark, but hey, the guy can score the basketball, that's for sure. The goal would then just to be surrounded with some defenders, which I think we can do. And at the age of 24, he definitely fits our timeline. I'm really excited to see just how much he can thrive in an expanded role. So I think this trade works out for both teams, man. Let's go to see if they will say yes. They're saying no. I'm going to throw in some second round picks here. I don't think we'll have to do that in real life. But just for 2K purposes, we'll do it. So 2 second round picks, will they get it done? It still will not. Come on, bro. I've got 1 more second round pick here. Is that enough to get this done? And it is not. All right. I will give you guys, again, we're kind of straying away from like realistic at this point, but I'm just trying to get this to go through in 2K. The original trade I showed is what I really think will happen. But anyways, I guess we'll try out like Otto Porter. Should have a little bit more value. Yeah, there you go. 2 stars. Is that enough to get this thing done? Yes, it is. Anthony Simons, welcome to the Raptors. And now it's time for the biggest domino of them all. I'm going to send Pascal Siakam to the Atlanta Hawks for DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, a 2024 first round pick from the Sacramento Kings that is lottery protected, and then also an unprotected first round pick in 2029 that unfortunately I'm not able to include here just yet in 2K, but that one is also a part of this deal. Like I just said, man, we got Anthony Simons in the mix now, not the best defender, so I want to surround him with guys who can help pick up the slack on that side of the ball. DeAndre Hunter and AJ Griffin, both of them can definitely do that. And when you look at the Hawks, I mean, this would be a really nice team. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, you'd have Sadiq Bey at the 3, Pascal Siakam at the 4, and Clint Capella, or Onyeka Okongwu, whatever you want. Now in 2K, I'm not sure if the Hawks are going to say yes to this deal, but if they don't, then I am going to override it, which I never do in my realistic rebuilds, by the way. But there's been multiple reports that this is an actual trade the Hawks gave the Raptors, who then declined it. It was DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, and then quote-unquote draft compensation. We don't know how many picks it was, but I'm guessing it was a few of them, because again, Pascal Siakam's an all-NBA player. I think 2 first-round picks is more than fair. So again, if this deal doesn't go through, then we are going to use trade override, because it's similar to something the Hawks have offered in real life. But anyways, let's see if they will say yes to this deal here. They're saying no, they want Gradey Dick. Yeah, no, we're not going to do all that, bro. Let's go ahead, and they want to give me like Clint Capella and stuff too. 2K is a wild game, bro. But now let's stick to the original trade here. I think this does make sense for both teams. Let's go ahead and try this thing out one more time now that we have trade override on. They're saying no. It is what it is, man. Pascal Siakam, thank you for your service. So this is looking pretty good, man. We got Anthony Simons, AJ Griffin, Scotty Barnes, DeAndre Hunter, and Jakob Poeltl. Off the bench, you have Gary Trent Jr., who probably could start at the 2, but we already have Anthony Simons as a pure scorer, doesn't really do too well on defense. So I'd rather roll with a guy like AJ Griffin who can pick up the slack on that side of the ball. But anyways, we also got Precious Achiuwa off the bench, Gradey Dick, Dennis Schroeder, and Chris Boucher. I feel pretty good about that, man. We still got some guys I want to trade at some point here. Chris Boucher probably being the biggest one, but also maybe a guy like Thaddeus Young. Let's just send to the trade deadline and then we'll make some more moves. Oh, and also I get people telling me all the time I need to adjust like shot tendency and stuff. I actually always do that off camera, but here's a quick look at things in case you care. Yeah, just pretty much boosted some of the young guys, Scotty Barnes, Anthony Simons, even a little bit of AJ Griffin, Gradey Dick as well. I just wanted to show that real quick. But anyways, let's actually get into simming now. Alright, so we're here at the trade deadline and we're 24 and 32, not too bad, but actually I want to be even worse because I completely forgot our pick in this year's draft is top 6 protected. If it goes outside the top 6, then it's going to go to the Spurs as a part of that Jakob Poeltl trade. And as of right now, we have the 9th worst record in the league, so we definitely need to be sellers this trade deadline. That way we can keep our first round pick. So let's look around and see what's out there. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to send Dennis Schroeder and Chris Boucher to the New York Knicks or Evan Fournier, Miles McBride, and a 2024 first round pick that is top 10 protected. I mean, this trade is literally perfect for the Knicks, man. They need a backup point guard and they need a backup power forward. Dennis Schroeder and Chris Boucher would be really nice here, and really all it's going to cost you is a first round pick. You know, you got Miles McBride here and also Evan Fournier, who by the way does have a team option for next season that we definitely will decline, so he's pretty much on an expiring deal. This trade is definitely going to make us worse this season, which is good because again I want to keep my first round pick, and also if I don't keep my first round pick, well then I have a backup one here, so that way we get something in the upcoming draft, because I do think this one will convey. So yeah, I think this trade works out for both teams. Let's see if they will say yes, and they will. Done deal. But now that we got that done, let's get back to simming here. Hopefully we can lose some games and keep our pick, man. I'm going to be sick if we don't. So mission successful, man. We went 27 and 55. We definitely are going to keep our pick. I mean, unless we like just absolutely plummet in the lottery, but I think we are in a pretty good spot. Anyways, Nikola Jokic MVP. Let's take a look at the rest of this year. Do we have anything that concerns us? Okay, for a second I thought this was us coach of the year, but no, that's Nick Nurse now on the Philadelphia 76ers. Anyways, let's keep this thing moving. So what about the All-NBA teams? Do we have anything here for the Toronto Raptors? Maybe like Gradey Dick is probably what I would imagine. Yeah, our rookie first team. We'll definitely take that. I will take this as well. We have the 4th worst record in the league, so we should keep our pick. I'm not too sure. You never know with the NBA lottery. I guess we'll just have to find out. But anyways, let's take a look at the stats now. Anthony Simons led the way, 23 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal. We round up around here. And he shot 42% from deep. Okay. Hey, if he's not going to be playing much defense, bro, you better be knocking down those shots. And it looks like he was. Anyway, Scotty Barnes, 35%. Gary Trent Jr., 38. We got AJ Griffin, 39. DeAndre Hunter, 36. So we got some pretty good shooters here, man. Gradey Dick as well, 37%. Yeah, that's definitely good to see because 3-point shooting is a concern with the Raptors. So it looks like we did pretty well there. Anyways, we got Scotty Barnes, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Nothing too crazy. I mean, you guys saw me. I did increase the shot tendency, so it just is what it is. But anyways, Gary Trent Jr. really should have been in 6th man of the year conversations. 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal off the bench. Come on, bro. But anyways, we also got AJ Griffin here. Looked pretty good as a starter. 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And again, because he's a good defender, I'm sure he was a much better fit with Anthony Simons in the backcourt as opposed to a guy like Gary Trent Jr. But anyways, we got DeAndre Hunter, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Then we also got Gradey Dick, all rookie first team. He averaged 10 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Precious Achiuwa, a nice little 9 and 7 off the bench. That's good. Jakob Poeltl, 8 and 9. Like I said, man, it's an open competition for our starting center spot, so we'll see how that plays out. But anyways, make sure to pause it if you want to take a look at the rest of these stats. Let's get into these playoffs, which does not concern us. So we're going to sim this whole thing, man. It doesn't really matter to me how it plays out. All I care about is that upcoming draft lottery where, like I said, we're kind of on the border of keeping our pick or not, man. I'm a little bit worried if I got to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, though, is the Cleveland Cavaliers winning it all? Darius Garland Finals MVP. Shout out to him. All right, man, it's time for the moment of truth here. I definitely am worried. But let's go ahead and check this thing out. So as you can see, our pick is going to the Spurs, but in reality, it is top 6 protected. So let's rip the band-aid off, man. Are we going to keep our pick or not? We are not, bro. That is so brutal. Pick number 8. Wow. So mission successful, man. We went 27 and 55. We definitely are going to keep our pick. I'm not going to lie. That hurts, man. I was really looking forward to getting someone who could be a part of our future core. But I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing. We do have pick number 19 and 20 in this draft. We got that from the Knicks as a part of that trade deadline deal, and also from the Kings. That's one of the picks the Hawks gave us in that Pascal Siakam trade. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, bro, I am pretty hurt right now. But hey, the game's the game. It's called a realistic rebuild for a reason. These things happen, man. Let's go to the draft and try to make the best of it. And you know what? I think we can make the most of it. We're here at pick number 19, and we got some pretty good options still. Bronny Bronny James is the big one that jumps out to me. He's obviously a really good three-point shooter, a plus defender as well. In 2K here, they're saying Tony Parker Hall of Fame ceiling. I don't really know if I see that comparison, but either way, I picked number 19. We just want to go with upside, and Bronny James definitely has a lot of that. So let's make this pick, man. I feel pretty good about that. Bronny James, welcome to the Raptors. And we also got back-to-back picks, so we're here at number 20, and I'm really excited that Kyle Filipowski is still on the board. Now, I know we have a couple centers already, Jakob Poeltl and Precious Achiuwa, but neither of those guys can space the floor as well as Kyle Filipowski can. I mean, he's a 7-footer, a stretch 5, who also has a B+ three-point rating, at least according to our scouting report. I can definitely see him being our starting center of the future, and honestly, that doesn't even mean we have to trade a guy like Jakob Poeltl or Precious Achiuwa, because I think the goal, or at least the hope, is that Precious will eventually move to the 4 spot. You know, he's already an undersized guy, so there's room in the rotation here for everyone. I think this is a good pick. Kyle Filipowski, welcome to the Raptors. So the first guy I got to bring back in free agency is Gary Trent Jr. 16.5 M's per year for 3 seasons. Will he say yes to this? And he will. Cool. And since we got a little bit of money, man, I think I want to go after Jared Vanderbilt. I do want to get some more defenders on this team, especially off the bench right now, where we don't really have a lot of that. And I think Jared Vanderbilt would be a great fit. He's also 25 years old. He fits the timeline. He might even start over DeAndre Hunter if I don't like what I see out of him. Either way, I think this is a pretty good way to spend our money. 15.25 per season for 3 years. Will he say yes to this? We got to find out over here because he did have another offer. So let's go ahead and see if we're his top one. And it looks like we are. Okay, I think that's a good addition, man. So now we're here at player progression, where this is a little bit weird. Pretty much everybody just went up by 1 overall. We got a couple exceptions though. Gradey Dick went up 3 to a 79. That's nice. AJ Griffin went up 2 to an 80. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much just like +1s across the board, which I've never seen. But hey, we'll still take it. We're a young team. We got a lot of promising players. I like the direction of this team. Let's go to season 2 and keep it moving. So for season 2, we got Anthony Simons, AJ Griffin, Scotty Barnes, DeAndre Hunter, and Jakob Poeltl. Same starting lineup. I feel pretty good about it. Then on the bench, you got Gary Trent Jr., Jared Vanderbilt now, Gradey Dick, Precious Achiuwa, and also Bronny James, who I am going to get some PT2 over a guy like Jalen McDaniels, just because they need a backup point guard. So Jalen's a guy who might get moved. I'm not too sure. But either way, man, there's not a whole lot of changes I want to make here. I think I'm pretty good with things. So let's just sim the season and see what it's looking like. Hey man, y'all will not believe me if I told you we went 54-28 this season. The boys are hooping, that's for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping to be bad this year. That way we can get a high draft pick since we didn't get that last season. But hey, you know what? We took a big step in the right direction, so I'll definitely take that. Anyways, just check out these awards here. Luka Doncic MVP. Do we have anything here for the Toronto Raptors? Doesn't look like it, but that's fine. What about the All-NBA teams? Any love for us? Let's go ahead and find out. Let's see. Does not look like it. Never mind. Bronny James, all rookie second team. We'll definitely take that. Bro, this is pretty crazy. We're the number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. I was not expecting to be this good, this fast, but hey, I guess I'll take it. So Anthony Simons led the way for us, 23 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, round up around here, and he shot 43% from deep. That's nice, man. And it looks like we got some shooters once again. We got Gary Trent Jr., 38%, Gradey Dick, 44%, AJ Griffin, 45%, DeAndre Hunter, 42, Bronny James, 41. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that. But anyways, let's take a look at the rest of the stats here. As what did Scotty Barnes do? Let's go ahead and see. So he averaged 20 points. That's pretty solid. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. We'll definitely take that. On the bench, got Gary Trent Jr. Still no love as a 6th man, but he's a pretty good stats. 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Looks like he's doing pretty well. And check out Gradey Dick, man. He looked really good in his 2nd season. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and also 1 steal. We got AJ Griffin, his 2nd year as a starter, looking pretty solid. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Yeah, we also got Bronny James, all rookie 2nd team. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. And how did he shoot from deep again? 41%. Yeah, that's what you come to expect from Bronny James. He definitely is a shooter. But anyways, make sure to pause it if you want to take a look at the rest of these stats. Let's get into this playoff run where I guess we're number 4 seed. That's still pretty crazy to me. So we're going up against the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. Let's take a look at this matchup. Is Pascal Siakam still on the team, man? Did he resign? It does not look like it. Yikes, that's pretty tough, man. But hey, that's not my problem. They knew the risk when they traded for him, so it is what it is. Anyways, they got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Jayshawn Tate, Sadiq Bey, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl. I mean, low-key on paper, I think we are the better team here, but you never know because it is 2K Sim, which loves the Atlanta Hawks. So let's go ahead and give it our best shot, man. We're gonna take this thing game by game as we win game 1. Okay, we're up 2-0 now. Bro, no shot we're gonna sweep the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, I was gonna say. But is it going to be a gentleman's sweep? Yes, it is. Wow. Okay, so a gentleman's sweep against the Atlanta Hawks. That's pretty insane, bro. Now we're in the second round going up against the Detroit Pistons. Let's take a look at the matchup. They got Kate Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and OG Anunoby at the 3, bro. I guess he didn't re-sign with the Portland Trailblazers. That's pretty tough as well. So the 2 teams that we traded with did not retain the guys that we gave them. That's unfortunate. But again, it is what it is. That's not my fault. Anyways, the Pistons also have Alexander Vezenkov and also Jalen Duren. I'm assuming they got Asar Thompson, James Wiseman off the bench. So this is a pretty good team, man. Let's go ahead and get into this thing as we're going to take this game by game per usual. We lose game 1. Let me shorten the rotation right here, right now. Because, I mean, at this point, we're here. You know, we might as well give it our best shot. So anyways, let me mess around with this. So this looks pretty good to me. I just gave some more minutes to the starters. And I actually did bench Precious Achiuwa just because, bro, I thought it was going to be Bronny James. But look at the per 36 stats. The guy is hooping right now, man. There's no way I could bench him. So we're going to roll with it here. I think this looks pretty solid to me. Because we also have, who is it? Jared Vanderbilt as our like backup 4-5. So I think we should be good without Precious Achiuwa. But anyways, let's see if that's enough to get out of this the second round. And we lose the second game. Okay, we're down 3-0 now. And we get clean swept. That's pretty tough. But hey, you know what? We made it to the second round. That's a lot better than I thought we'd do in year 2. So we'll definitely take that, man. I'm pretty happy, all things considered. Anyways, it's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers winning it all. Darius Garland Finals MVP. Shout out to him. But now it's time for the draft lottery once again. What kind of picks are we going to get here? Honestly, I already forgot what picks we have. So let's just go ahead and rip the band-aid off. Did we have any picks from anyone else? No, we did not. It's just pick number 28. Nothing too crazy. It is what it is. Let's go to draft and see what we can do. You know what, bro? I'm going to go with old reliable here. That is VJ Miller. He's always here late in the first round. And also take a look at his ceiling. Dwayne Wade Hall of Fame. That's pretty insane. I mean, there's some other decent guys. Dallas Thomas, Eli and Daye. But I know for sure that VJ Miller is a stud in 2K Sim. So we're going to go with him here. Let's make this pick. So the only guy we need to re-sign in free agency is Precious Achiuwa. I'm going to give him a $13.5 million deal per season for 2 years. It's not a long-term deal because I still don't know how he fits in our future. I mean, he fell out of the rotation in last year's playoff run. So we're going to do a 2-year deal. We'll see what he can do with it. And there we go. He says yes. Oh, and I'm also going to let go of Christian Koloko and Jalen McDaniels. I don't really need Koloko because I got Kyle Filipowski, who's the same overall and what, like 5 years younger. And then I couldn't find any minutes for Jalen McDaniels, so we're going to let him go as well. Plus, both of them have really bad attitudes. Like it says that they're salty. So yeah, man, I'm just going to let him walk. So taking a look at player progression, we got a lot of green arrows, which is really good. Anthony Simons and Scotty Barnes both went up 1 to an 88. And actually it says 89 for both of them, which is really nice. Then we got AJ Griffin up 3 to an 83. That's good. We got DeAndre Hunter and Jared Vanderbilt up 1 to an 82. Then we got Gradey Dick up 2 to an 81. And Bronny James, bro, up 5 to an 80 is insane. That's pretty wild. Kyle Filipowski too, up 4 to a 79. There we go, Kyle. It says he's outraged. That's just because I sent him to the G League. It happens every single time. But yeah, man, with the way that he's looking, we might move on from a guy like Precious Achiuwa. I'm not too sure because I mean, it's only 1 overall difference at this point, and Filipowski is 4 years younger. So who knows, man? We'll see what happens there. But either way, I feel really good about this team right now. I think we're trending in the right direction. Let's go to season 3 where honestly we might be a little bit competitive. Let's get it, man. So the first thing I want to do is re-sign Anthony Simons. He actually is willing to negotiate right now. So let's go ahead and get it done, man. 32 ends per season for 4 years. Will he say yes to this? And he will. Cool. So taking a look at the team, we got the same 10-man rotation, no changes here. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to keep Precious Achiuwa or not, because Kyle Filipowski is right there, man. Like he's looking like he might be a stud. I think the plan for right now is just to play it safe. We're gonna sim to the trade deadline, see what the team's looking like. If we're competitive, we might make a trade to win right now. If we're not, we'll just stay put. I mean, we got all those draft picks and a lot of young players. Like we definitely can make it happen. But at the same time, I'm not gonna force it. We'll just see what the team's looking like. So let's get into it. Bro, we are looking really good right now. 37-18, the second seed in the Western Conference. Like, am I crazy to think we're a championship contender this year? The Hornets are the best team in the Eastern Conference. They got LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller. I guess for some reason they got Lauri Markkanen off the bench. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, there are some good teams in the Western Conference. The OKC Thunder look really nice. They got Cooper Flag. That's a really scary team. Then there's the Houston Rockets as well, who also look pretty good. But low-key, man, I think if we make a trade, we might be up there with those teams, honestly. Again, I don't want to force it because I love the direction of this team. But hey, we're the second seed in the Eastern Conference right now. As a GM, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't explore some trades. So let me look around and see what's out there. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to send Jakob Poeltl, Jared Vanderbilt, and a 2026 first-round pick that's unprotected to the Phoenix Suns for DeAndre Ayton and Burke Bucks. That's a pretty fun name. But yeah, pretty much the Phoenix Suns need depth. They're desperately lacking that. Jakob Poeltl is a downgrade from DeAndre Ayton, but I mean, he's a solid starting center. Then you're also getting Jared Vanderbilt, who's a Swiss Army knife, and you're getting a first-round pick. So I think that's a pretty good return. And then for us, man, the hope is that DeAndre Ayton will elevate us to a championship contender. I know we still got Precious Achiuwa, Kyle Filipowski, but honestly, either of them can play backup power forward for us. So I'm really not too worried about it. I think this trade makes sense for both teams, man. Let's see if they will say yes to this. They're saying no. I don't want to give up another first-round pick. I mean, I got plenty of them, but I prefer not to. I've got a second rounder though. Is that enough to get this done? It's still not. Come on, bro. What else can I give you here? There's not a whole lot. Like there's VJ Miller. Do I really want to give him up here? I guess I will do this deal. Yeah, or include him, I should say. Let's go ahead and do that. And you guys give us just pretty much nobody here. Mike Muscala, no disrespect. Is this enough for DeAndre Ayton? Honestly, I think it's plenty for him. Am I giving up too much? You could honestly make that argument. But my main goal here is I didn't want to trade away anybody from my future core. You know, Anthony Simons, Scotty Barnes, AJ Griffin, DeAndre Hunter. I really like what we got going on with those guys, so I didn't want to disrupt that. Everyone else is pretty much fair game, man. So I think this is a good trade. Let's see if they will say yes. They're still saying no. Come on, bro. my last second round pick. Is that enough here? And it is. DeAndre Ayton, welcome to the team. And bro, we look pretty filthy right now. We got Anthony Simons, AJ Griffin, Scotty Barnes, DeAndre Hunter, and DeAndre Ayton. I'm just now realizing we got 2 DeAndres in the front court. That's pretty funny. But yeah, off the bench, we still got Gary Trent Jr., Gradey Dick, we got Bronny James, Precious Achiuwa, who by the way, I did make a power forward, and he even went up 1 to an 81, so that's pretty solid. But yeah, then we also got Kyle Filipowski finally getting some PT. We'll see what he can do. I feel really good about this team, man. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we can compete for a championship. So let's keep simming and see what it's looking like. So the boys are open once again this season. We went 58-24. We definitely will take that. LaMelo Ball MVP. Let's take a look at the rest of this here. Do we have anything for the Toronto Raptors? No, we don't, but that's fine. What about the All-NBA teams? Do we get any love here? Let's go ahead and find out. As it is not looking like it, but okay. I mean, I really can't complain, man. We're the top team in the Eastern Conference, which is insane. So Anthony Simons led the way, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. How did he shoot from deep? 43%. We still got some more shooters here. AJ Griffin, 44%. Gradey Dick, 48. We got DeAndre Hunter, 48. Gary Trent Jr., 40. Bronny James, 46. We also got Kyle Filipowski, 39. Come on, man. We got a lot of shooters on this team. But let's take a look at the rest of the stats. We got Scotty Barnes here. A little bit of a dip in points per game. But I mean, at this point, the team is just so stacked. It is what it is. Still, though, we averaged 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal. Also 1 block. Can't forget about that. DeAndre Ayton, 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 block. Okay. AJ Griffin, 16 points. That's really nice. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Gradey Dick still doing his thing off the bench. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Let's see. Gary Trent Jr. still a spark plug. Bronny James, 11 points, also 3 rebounds and 6 assists. Okay, Bronny. But anyways, we also got Kyle Filipowski here. Pretty much his rookie season since he didn't play last year. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. That's really good, man. Yeah, make sure to pause it if you want to take a look at the rest of these stats. But let's get into this playoff run where we're trying to compete for a championship. Who are we going to face in the first round? It's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's tough, bro. As a first round matchup, come on, man. They got Darius Garland, Klay Thompson. Okay, so not Donovan Mitchell. That's interesting. Don't know where he's at. But anyways, they also got Kyle Anderson, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. I mean, that's just unfair for an 8 seed, bro. Like, come on, man. This is a horrible matchup for us. As we win game 1, we're up 2-0 now. Okay, I was going to say we're not going to sweep this team, and it's 2-2. Let's go ahead and shorten the rotation real quick. And you know what? Call me crazy, but this man, DeAndre Hunter, is playing so badly right now. I mean, take a look at the shooting splits, bro. 26% from the floor and 20% from deep in the playoffs. Yeah, that's not going to cut it, man. I'm going to try the 2-big lineup. Kyle Filipowski is playing really well right now in the playoffs. I mean, 17 points, 11 rebounds, shooting 40% from deep. He can also play the 4 spot. So let's try him and DeAndre Ayton, man. I think it's a little bit weird, but I do think it works out. Is that enough to make it out of this thing? Let's go and find out here as we win that game. Okay, and it's going to be a game 7. Come on, man. Let's go ahead and simcast this thing. If it is close, then we are going to jump into it. But we're at home, man. We're in the 6. We cannot lose this thing. And it looks like we got a pretty decent lead here. Nothing too crazy. But we are going to pull this one out. Okay, cool. So it wasn't easy, but we do beat the Cavs in 7 games. Now we're on to the second round to go up against the Orlando Magic. They got Jalen Brunson at the 1. What is going on in this sim? That's pretty crazy. They also got Stephon Castle, not Cassell, Anthony Black, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. That's another really good team, man. But let's go ahead and take this thing game by game here as we win game 1. We're up 2-0 now. We are up 3-0. Bro, no shot. We're here in the conference finals. Let's get it. So we're going up against the Charlotte Hornets. They were the 1 seed before we made the trade for DeAndre Ayton. So this is a good team, man. They got LaMelo Ball, James Bouknight, Brandon Miller, Sadiq Bey, and Mark Williams. I guess with Lauri Markkanen off the bench. I don't know. Either way, this is going to be tough, but let's go ahead and get into it as I was about to send the whole round by accident. But okay, we win game 1. We're up 2-0 now. Okay, I was going to say we're not going to sweep this team. We're up 3-1. Can we get the gentleman sweep? Yes, we can, man. The Toronto Raptors are in the NBA Finals in year 3. This is so insane to me. I thought this would be a 4 or 5 year rebuild, man, and it still might be. Let me not get ahead of myself because I always jinx myself. But anyways, we're going up against the Houston Rockets. Let's take a look at the matchup. They got Cole Anthony, Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. This is not going to be easy, but let's get into it here as we lose game 1. Okay, we're down 2-0 now. I'm going to mess around with this rotation a little bit here, but there's not a whole lot else that I can do, bro. What can I do? What can I do? Do I just get rid of DeAndre Hunter? Like, okay, he's playing a lot better this time around. Is he playing better than Kyle Filipowski? Not really, bro. He really is not. So we're going to go ahead and shorten the rest of this bench here. And just get some more minutes to the starters, bro. Like, I need DeAndre Ayton at 41 minutes. I need Scotty Barnes at 41. Anthony Simons as well. That's my big 3. So they got to lead the way for us here because we're down, what is it, 2-0 now? This is going to be pretty tough. But I think this does look pretty good. Let's go to see if we can make it out of this thing as we are going to sim this game. We win that one. Okay. It's 2-2 now. It's 3-2 us. No way, bro. Let's simcast this thing. If we win this game, That would be so insane, winning 4 straight games here. Okay, it's back and forth, but we're looking pretty good. If it is close, we are going to jump in, but it's not necessary. Toronto! Let's get it, man. The Toronto Raptors have won a championship in year 3, and Scottie Barnes led the way, finals MVP. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. They didn't shoot well from deep, but I don't even care at this point. I'm honestly at a loss for words, and DeAndre Ayton led the way in the closeout game, man. 38 points, 16 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Come on, man. That was a really good trade. I'm glad we pulled the trigger on it. I was a little bit hesitant because, again, I didn't want to mess around with like our future core, but the guy was hooping in the playoffs, man. 20 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, shooting 61% from the floor. That's pretty insane. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton, and shout out to Kyle Filipowski as well. 25 points, 9 boards in the closeout game. Yeah, that's a deadly duo, bro. 2 7-footers in the front court. One of them can space the floor really well. I mean, Filipowski shot 47% from deep in the playoffs. That's just ridiculous. Anthony Simons looked really good too. 23 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, shot 47% from deep in the playoffs. Come on, man. This team is stacked, and they're honestly set up to win a lot more championships in the future. Anthony Simons, 27 years old. Scottie Barnes, 24. DeAndre Ayton, 27. AJ Griffin, 22. Gary Trent Jr., 27. Grady Dick, 22. Like, come on, bro. This team is disgusting. I'm super happy with how it came out. But that's going to do it for me, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, we just hit 2,500 subs on this channel. Now I'm trying to get to 3K before 2K24 comes out. If you guys could help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, this has been TKJ. Blessings.